Feng Chia student killed by falling tree on campus. Student drowns after swimming accident in Pingtung.海鯤submarine takes key step towards sea trials. Iran launches new strikes on Israel. Kim Jong-un unveils restored warship after sinking. Macron says Trump's Greenland threats are not what allies do. China EV price war flags financial stress in domestic auto industry. Sole survivor of Air India plane crash speaks out.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Monday, June 16th, World Sea Turtle Day, and here are top stories. In local news, a 23-year-old graduate student at Feng University died on Sunday when a banyan tree fell on him near the campus entrance. He was walking with his girlfriend and friend. He was a top materials science student pursuing his master's degree. 7 middle and high school students went swimming at Funday fishing port in Pingtung on June 15th. 6 were rescued after being swept away by currents, but an 18-year-old high school student surnamed Huang went missing. Rescue teams searched overnight and resumed at dawn on June 16th, finding Huang at 7:20 a.m. with no signs of life. Taiwan's indigenous submarine prototype,海鯤, began powered navigation tests at Kaohsiung Port after months docked. Yesterday, it moved independently without tugboats, raising 3 optical masts and performing maneuvers. Navy officials said final power and system tests went well, and once safety is confirmed, full sea trials will start. Originally planned for April, the submarine is now one step closer to official sea testing. And in global news, Israel and Iran launched strikes against each other for a third day on Sunday, with both countries vowing to continue responding to attacks. There were explosions in the skies above Tel Aviv and Jerusalem as Israel's defense system shot down missiles fired from Iran. In overnight strikes on Saturday, 10 people, including 2 children, were killed and more than 100 injured in Israel. Israel initially launched an attack on Iranian nuclear infrastructure and other targets on Friday.
Israel said its strikes had hit dozens of targets in Tehran. Iranian media, quoting the health ministry, said 224 Iranians had been killed and 1,277 injured as of Sunday evening. Iran later confirmed the head of the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, IRGC, intelligence unit, Mohammad Kazemi, had been killed, alongside a deputy and another commander. In Israel, sirens blared on Sunday evening, causing people to take shelter as incoming missiles were intercepted. On Sunday, Trump said, "It's possible the U.S. could get involved," after reaffirming the country is not involved in the conflict at this moment. He added he is open to Russia's Vladimir Putin becoming a mediator between the two sides.
North Korea said it has repaired its damaged second destroyer and launched it into the water in the presence of leader Kim Jong-un. North Korea's KCNA said it launched the destroyer, the second it was built this year. KCNA cited Kim as saying that the country's 2 destroyers will play a big role in improving the North Korean Navy's operational capabilities. Kim reiterated previous claims that his naval buildup is a justified response to perceived threats posed by the United States and its allies in Asia.
He said the North will respond to threats from its rivals with overwhelming military action, and vowed to build a navy with long-range operational capabilities. Last month, North Korea said the ship was damaged in a failed launch, sparking fury from Kim, who has vowed to build a stronger navy to cope with what he calls escalating U.S.-led threats against his country. Kim earlier said the failed launch was caused by criminal negligence. Authorities detained 4 officials, including the vice director of the Workers' Party's munitions industry department, over the botched launch. North Korea's extremely secretive nature makes it virtually impossible to independently confirm its announcement about the ship's repair.
French President Emmanuel Macron touched down in Greenland on Sunday for an official visit designed to bolster European support for the Danish territory, which is still battling away advances from the Trump administration to acquire it for the United States. Macron is the first foreign leader to visit the resource-rich island since U.S. President Donald Trump began his campaign to buy or annex Greenland, which he insists the U.S. needs for national security purposes.
I come here to understand the challenges, but also to affirm that France and the EU stand in solidarity with the territorial sovereignty and integrity of this.
Asked about Trump's ambitions as he arrived in Greenland, Macron said, "I don't think that's what allies do. It's important that Denmark and the Europeans commit themselves to this territory, which has very high strategic stakes and whose territorial integrity must be respected." Additionally, Macron's visit will focus on Arctic security, climate change, and Greenland's economic development. The French leader will tour a glacier, a hydroelectric power station, and a Danish warship moored near the semi-autonomous territory's capital, Nuuk. Macron said on June 9, "The deeps are not for sale, any more than Greenland is for sale, any more than Antarctica or the high seas are for sale."
At a used car market in Beijing, salesman Ma Hui said he fears China's electric vehicle industry is in a race to the bottom. EV makers, led by the country's market leader BYD, have been engaged in a bruising price war, depressing profits for both the brands and the sellers. Ma said about his fellow used car sellers in the market, "All of us were losing money last year. There are too many companies making too many new energy cars." China's trading partners have often accused the country of flooding the global market with cheap Chinese EVs.
These days, similar accusations are flying within China, raising concerns about financial stress in the industry. The official Communist Party paper, The People's Daily, published a commentary on Monday titled, "The Price War in the Automotive Industry Leads Nowhere and Has No Future." The paper warned, "Disorderly price wars squeeze profits across the chain, impacting the entire ecosystem and risking income declines for workers. Long-term, this race to the bottom competition is unsustainable." BYD is drawing the most fire after it announced price cuts in late May for many of its models. Some of the discounts are as steep as 34%.
Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, the only survivor of the Air India plane crash headed to London from Ahmedabad, which left 241 other passengers and crew dead, along with 5 more on the ground, said he thought he would die as he recovers in the hospital a day after the tragedy. Ramesh said, "Everything happened in front of my eyes. I thought I would die. The side where I was seated fell into the ground floor of the building. There was some space. When the door broke, I saw that space and just jumped out."
मेरी सीट से वो मेरी बेल्ट निकाला, मैंने वो ट्राई किया जहाँ से निकल सकता वहाँ से, तो मैं निकल गया वहाँ से.
Ramesh continued, "The door must have broken on impact. There was a wall on the opposite side, but near me, it was open. I ran. I don't know how. I don't know how I came out of it alive. For a while, I thought I was about to die. But when I opened my eyes, I saw I was alive, and I unbuckled my seatbelt and got out of there. The air hostess died before my eyes." The Air India airliner carrying 230 passengers and 12 crew members crashed into a building shortly after takeoff on Thursday, leaving 246 dead. Boeing's Dreamliner planes had not previously been involved in an incident with reported passenger fatalities. A Boeing team stands ready to support the investigation led by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau.
The answer for last Friday was B, sparked. The announcement sparked a buying frenzy among collectors worldwide. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Iran launches new strikes on Israel as Israeli attack widens. Number 1, intercept. 拦截,截取. The police intercepted the suspect before he could escape. Number 2, mediator. 调解人,仲裁者. The mediator helped the two parties reach an agreement. Number 3, initially. 最初,起初. Initially, they planned to meet at noon, but later changed the time. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Sea Turtle Day was celebrated in 2000 and organized by the folks at a number of different turtle conservation organizations, including Susan Tellum and Marshall Thompson of American Tortoise Rescue. The point of the day was to let more people know about the plight of sea turtles and to increase education and participation to help sea turtles survive, including political advocacy and community responsibility. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Oceana, and I'll see you next time.